What I'm about to show you has already begun, and when you see the signs, you'll realize why they've kept us distracted. God commanded me to share this now, before they shut it down. The final piece just fell into place. The world you knew yesterday is crumbling beneath your feet. You feel it, don't you? That gnawing sensation in your spirit that something is terribly wrong. That's no coincidence. It's my warning to you. Listen carefully, my children, for this message is not just another prophecy. This is the moment of revelation, the time when the scales fall from your eyes. What you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about the times we're living in. Today, I must reveal to you what the mainstream media won't tell you, what your leaders are desperately trying to hide, and what the powers of darkness don't want you to know. The clock is striking midnight, and the world as we know it stands at the precipice of transformation. My beloved children, throughout history, I have sent warnings before great changes. Noah received his warning before the flood. Moses received his warning before the Exodus. And now, you are receiving your warning before the greatest shift in human history. Look around you. The signs I foretold are manifesting with frightening accuracy. Nations rise against nations, not just in conventional warfare, but in ways your ancestors could never have imagined. The very fabric of society is being torn apart, yet most people continue their daily lives as if nothing is happening. Remember what I told you in Matthew 24? I said there would be wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. These are just the beginning of sorrows. Look at what's happening in Ukraine, a conflict that has sparked global tensions not seen since the darkest days of the Cold War. But this is merely the surface of what's to come. The doomsday clock, that human invention that measures humanity's proximity to catastrophe, now stands at 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it's ever been to global catastrophe. Do you think this is a coincidence? No, my children, this is a reflection of what I've been showing you through my prophets and through the signs in the heavens and the earth. But let me tell you something that few understand. This crisis goes far deeper than political conflicts or economic instability. What you're witnessing is a spiritual battle manifesting in the physical realm. The powers and principalities I warned you about in Ephesians are working overtime, knowing their time is short. Consider the unprecedented events unfolding before your eyes. Natural disasters increasing in frequency and intensity, earthquakes in unexpected places, volcanic eruptions awakening after centuries of silence, and weather patterns that defy historical records. These are not random occurrences. They are birth pangs of what's to come. The technology that humanity takes such pride in has become a double-edged sword. Social media platforms that promise to connect humanity have instead divided it. Artificial intelligence, which promised to solve humanity's problems, now threatens to reshape what it means to be human. The mark of the beast system isn't coming. It's being built right before your eyes, disguised as convenience and progress. But here's what makes this moment different from any other in history: the convergence of prophecies. For the first time since the nation of Israel was re-established, we're seeing multiple biblical prophecies aligning simultaneously. The restoration of Israel in 1948 wasn't just a political event, it was a prophetic timepiece, starting a countdown that few understand. The Middle East, the epicenter of biblical prophecy, is a powder keg waiting to explode. The alliances forming between nations today were precisely described in Ezekiel 38 and 39. Russia, Iran, Turkey, the very nations mentioned in ancient prophecies, are positioning themselves exactly as foretold. What you're witnessing in the global financial system is no accident either. The push toward a cashless society, the rise of digital currencies, the calls for a new world economic order, these are stepping stones toward the system described in Revelation 13. The infrastructure for global control is being built piece by piece, yet most people are welcoming it with open arms. But here's what troubles me most: the spiritual deception. Just as I warned in Matthew, false Christs and false prophets are rising, showing great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. The spirit of Antichrist isn't waiting to emerge. It's already here, working through systems and ideologies that promise peace and security while leading millions away from the truth. The great falling away I warned about in 2 Thessalonians isn't coming. It's happening right now. Churches are compromising truth for popularity, exchanging biblical principles for cultural acceptance, and trading eternal values for temporal comfort. The lukewarm church I warned about in Revelation is becoming more evident every day. Yet, in the midst of this darkness, I'm raising up a remnant. While the world descends into chaos, I'm preparing a people who will stand firm in the truth. These are the ones who understand the times. Like the sons of Issachar mentioned in 1 Chronicles. They're not just watching events unfold, they're preparing spiritually for what's coming. Let me be clear, what you're seeing now is just the beginning. The stage is being set for events that will shake every institution and system humanity has built. The global order that seemed so stable is about to undergo a transformation that few are prepared for. The peace and safety that many proclaim is coming will be short-lived. As I warned in 1 Thessalonians, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them, as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. The very leaders calling for global unity are unknowingly setting the stage for the greatest deception in human history. The mark of the beast system isn't just about technology, it's about allegiance. The groundwork is being laid through social credit systems, digital IDs, and centralized control of commerce. When the final system is implemented, it won't come through force alone. It will come through necessity, presented as the only solution to a world in crisis. But my children, I haven't given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. This warning isn't meant to frighten you into paralysis. It's meant to wake you up to the reality of the times you're living in. The darkness gathering around the world isn't just a series of random events. It's the fulfillment of what I warned about thousands of years ago. The signs in the sun, moon, and stars that I spoke of in Luke are manifesting. Unusual celestial events, blood moons coinciding with biblical festivals, and cosmic alignments that haven't been seen in generations. All these are speaking to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. The increase in knowledge I predicted in Daniel isn't just about technological advancement. It's about the revelation of truth in these last days. Ancient mysteries are being unveiled. Prophetic writings are being understood with new clarity, and the pieces of the prophetic puzzle are coming together in ways that previous generations couldn't have imagined. But here's what you need to understand. These events aren't just about judgment. They're about redemption. Every challenge, every crisis, every shocking headline is a call to return to me. The shakings coming upon the earth aren't meant to destroy, but to awaken humanity to their need for salvation. The four horsemen of the apocalypse aren't fictional characters from an ancient text. They represent real forces being unleashed upon the earth. The white horse of conquest, the red horse of war, the black horse of famine, and the pale horse of death are no longer distant prophecies. They're becoming reality in your time. Yet in the midst of this darkness, I'm pouring out my spirit as promised in Joel. The very challenges that threaten to overwhelm humanity are creating the conditions for the greatest spiritual awakening in history. While the world systems are failing, I'm raising up those who will carry my light into the darkest places. The persecution of believers I warned about isn't just coming. It's already here in many parts of the world. But remember what I told you. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The coming trials will separate the true believers from those who merely profess faith with their lips. The great deception will be so convincing that even the elect might be deceived if it were possible. This isn't about obvious lies. It's about subtle distortions of truth, about mixing just enough error with truth to make it palatable. The enemy's greatest weapon isn't denial of truth. It's the perversion of truth. But I haven't left you defenseless. The armor of God described in Ephesians 6 isn't metaphorical. It's your spiritual protection in these last days. The belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit are more crucial now than ever before. The coming world leader won't appear as a monster. He'll come as an angel of light, offering solutions to humanity's greatest challenges. He'll unite the world under the banner of peace, but it will be a false peace. The covenant he makes with many, as described in Daniel, will seem like the answer to global problems, but it will lead to the greatest tribulation humanity has ever seen. My children, understand this. The current global crisis isn't just about politics, economics, or social issues. It's about spiritual authority. The battle isn't for territories or resources. It's for souls. The enemy knows his time is short, and his desperation is manifesting in increased chaos and deception. But here's my promise to you. Though darkness covers the earth and deep darkness the people, my light will rise upon you. Isaiah isn't just an ancient prophecy. It's your reality in these last days. The darker the world becomes, the brighter my light will shine through those who remain faithful. The birth pangs are intensifying, just as a woman in labor experiences increasingly frequent and intense contractions. So the world is experiencing increasingly frequent and intense crises. But remember, birth pangs don't last forever. They lead to new life. My return isn't just a distant hope. It's a rapidly approaching reality. The fig tree is putting forth its leaves, and those who know my word understand what this means. The generation that sees these signs will not pass away until all is fulfilled. So what should you do with this warning? First, strengthen your spiritual foundation. The storms coming upon the earth will reveal what each person has built upon. Those built on the rock of my word will stand. Those built on the sand of human wisdom will fall. Second, be watchful and sober. Don't be like those who are drunk with the cares of this life, unaware of the lateness of the hour. Keep your spiritual eyes open and your hearts prepared. The signs of the times are clear for those who are watching. Third, be bold in sharing this message. You're not just carriers of information. You're watchmen on the wall. The blood of those who could have been warned will be required of those who knew, but remained silent. Finally, remember that these warnings aren't meant to create fear, but preparation. Just as Noah prepared an ark before the rain fell, so you must prepare spiritually for what's coming. The time for casual Christianity is over. This is the hour for serious commitment to truth. My children, this message isn't just another warning. It's a final call to awakening. The time of playing church is over. The time of lukewarm faith is past. This is the moment to choose where you stand. For neutrality will not be an option in the days ahead. The clock is striking midnight. The signs are clear. The warnings have been given. What you do with this message will determine where you stand in the greatest battle humanity has ever faced. Wake up, my children, sound the alarm. The time is later than you think. Remember, this isn't just a message. It's your mandate. Share it. Spread it. The time for silence is over. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches.